Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cardano Community Podcast featuring Stakepool WEQNT. Huge news in the crypto world. Today we definitely want to cover that. It's not going to be as extensive as the previous news flash, but this is definitely one of the articles, one of the news articles that is going around and lots of people are reading. It's getting a lot of attention. And I think actually, this might very well open up new opportunities, not only for Bitcoin, but also for other well performing and decently developed blockchains. Okay, so let's dig right into it because just in case you don't know, right? I mean, yeah, one of the sovereign nation, El Salvador, actually have accepted Bitcoin, Bitcoin, as a legal tender. So let's get into this. Last Saturday, El Salvador's president, Najib Bukele, announced he was proposing a bill that recognizes Bitcoin as legal tender. If approved, El Salvador will become the first sovereign nation to formally recognize Bitcoin as its national currency along the United States dollar. Bukele's political party holds a supermajority in Congress, giving this proposed bill a high probability of becoming law. People, this is this is amazing. This really makes me very much enthusiastic, and simply because it's opening up new opportunities for other projects as well, to be widely accepted. I mean, okay, you may think that it's not the most stable nation, on the planet, right? But think about this. This will open up doors to many other nations. And I do believe, that there are also other nations within South America that will be following this example. I am 100% certain that this will not be the first and only or last sovereign nation to accept Bitcoin as legal tender. I am 100% convinced of this. Okay, so let's read on. The bill explains the rationale for Bitcoin's adoption. Central banks are increasingly taking action that may cause harm to the economic stability of El Salvador, but the bill states that Bitcoin will be adopted as legal tender in order to mitigate the negative impact from central banks. Exactly. This is, I mean, a lot of central banks have been kind of like coming down real hard on Bitcoin, right? Or cryptocurrencies in general. But I do believe these are very much just hypocrites. Central banks, politicians, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them are just, let's say, hypocrites. Think of this. If fiat, right, was just, let's say, the way to go, if fiat currencies was the one and only true money, why are they actually thinking on CBDCs, central bank digital currencies? You see where I'm getting at? They're just hypocrites. Anyhow, let's read on. Legal tender refers to the coin, paper money, or other circulating medium that the law compels a creditor to accept in payment of a debt. By declaring Bitcoin as legal tender, Bitcoin is giving a legal status in El Salvador that is equivalent to the US dollar. As President Bukele explained, Bitcoin will have 10 million potential new users in El Salvador, and it is and it is the fastest growing way to transfer $6 billion in a year in remittance. This is every investor's dream. I mean, if you are invested in Bitcoin, right? I mean, don't mind right now the hard time that Bitcoin is having price wise, right? But if you think about the potential this is creating for the whole Bitcoin community, but not only the Bitcoin community, but also the whole cryptocurrency community. Think about think about it. Governments, nations, sovereign nations accepting your coin as a legal tender. I am definitely looking forward to Georgia, accepting Cardano, accepting ADA as a legal tender. I'm pretty sure that something like that might happen. And if not Georgia, I am also convinced that one or two, maybe even more countries in within Africa will accept ADA as legal tender. I am 100% convinced of this. All right, let's read on here. There's actually one other article that I came about and that really captured my attention. But before we actually go to that article, because it's actually referring to India, and as you know, India actually have been striving to become, let's say, a digital powerhouse for the past 10 years. And I do believe, I mean, think about it. One in every five companies, larger companies, have already opened businesses in India, and especially in the tech industry. India is definitely becoming very much competitive when it comes to digitalization. All right, so before we get into that, yeah, if you would like to support us, please delegate to WEQNT. We are a relatively small Cardano stake pool, but we are the only Cardano stake pool that provides solar lighting bulbs to people living in Africa and later on also in the Caribbean. Uh, Actually, you can follow us as well on Twitter. We share lots and lots of information about our project just to give you an impression about what we do. This just, yeah, kind of overview that we give about the distribution of bulbs. You can see here many different individuals receiving their solar lighting. Again, we don't focus on the people living in the cities or suburbs. We focus on the people living in rural areas, in the remote areas. These are the desert areas. People, they don't have any kind of electrical source. It's impossible for them to have decent lighting in their homes. Children cannot, let's say, do their homework later on in the evening or whatever. It's impossible. So we also want to take care of these people, and somewhere along the line, we will be drilling water wells as well for those communities. So if you'd like to check us out, please do. We're yeah, again, yeah, your support is much appreciated. Let's move on to that one article that I mentioned earlier to you. Sharam Nair, he had something very interesting to say. Uh, he said here in an interview, he said countries will have to inevitably incorporate cryptocurrencies and give it some formal legal status, maybe as an asset class or property. For India, a country that wants to ace the digital era and build a 5 trillion economy, $5 trillion economy, cryptocurrencies will play a huge part in getting there by offering avenues for generating revenue, employment opportunities, etc. It will be in the best interest of India to quickly move towards implementing crypto regulations. Guys, if we think about it, China came down hard on Bitcoin. The US came out hard on Bitcoin. There are other nations coming down hard on Bitcoin. But on the other side, we're also seeing sovereign nations accepting Bitcoin more and more as legal tender. And we're also getting more pressure from some corners to actually accept Bitcoin as a legal tender. Sooner or later, people will not be able to deny or go around Bitcoin or Cardano. I am convinced of this. Think of it. We have Georgia, we have uh, we have Ethiopia, and even though we haven't seen these yet come to life, we know that in the background there are a lot of conversations, lots of chats, lots of negotiations going on, right? To actually implement blockchain technology within their day-to-day lives. And I do believe that somewhere along the line, these countries, be it Georgia, be it Ethiopia, be it Kenya, be it Nigeria, or whatever other African nation or Eastern European nation, will, and I'm going to say it again, will accept Cardano as legal tender as well. Anyhow, I hope this was definitely the big news within the last 24 hours, and I really wanted to share this with you guys. So I hope you enjoyed it. It's less extensive compared to the past few days, but we'll continue to bring you the news flash on a daily front, 5 days a week, or perhaps 4 days a week. Hope you liked it. Enjoy.